Hugo Strange. That's another really big Batman villain that no, he's Bruce Wayne.
They announced a Arkham Asylum series. If you wanted to do Hugo, that could be a good introductory point.
Well, imagine the plot thread of you have someone that's running Arkham Asylum like Hugo Strange. So Batman has handled the political corruption. Now imagine he's having to deal with the psychological people. Like obviously, with Arkham Asylum, there's a lot of crazy people in Gotham. If Hugo was deliberately making these people crazier and then releasing them to the public just to fuck with Batman, I like Batman. The idea, like the moral ambiguity of if someone is mentally ill, do
Right.
you just beat the fuck out of them? Like that solves nothing. You just beat someone that needs their medicine. And Hugo Strange could be a great villain to kind of like turn that against Batman. Like these are mentally ill people. You're beating the shit out of the Joker. He's just a mentally ill man. And Batman's like, well, damn, like I'm not vengeance. I'm trying to be like hope. I think that's what he says in the movie. He wants to be hope. Well, what hope is there when you know there's going to be another crazy person coming out of this loony bin with Hugo Strange?
What's his whole deal for those of us that don't know?
Hugo Strange, in fact, is just a clinical psychologist who is generally just obsessed with making crazy people even more crazy. I think it's safe to say, especially with this Batman Cole, that Hugo Strange would probably be much smarter than him. you know,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
Hugo's intentions are generally to corrupting the sort of psychological industry within Gotham. Yeah, I didn't think of that, but I think he'd be great.
So here's like a very quick bio of Hugo Will, and it's perfect because you can alter it to make it more realistic. It says Hugo Strange is a brilliant and insane psychologist and scientist who is driven and obsessed to fight against Batman. Strange is famous for having discovered Batman's secret identity independently through deduction and striking him emotionally through that while using genetically engineered monster men as his own private army. If you want to cut the genetically modified monster men into psychologically altered people from Arkham Asylum, you essentially have an army of crazy people to fight Batman, and that's a really easy way to let the Riddler back out and let the Joker out. And Hugo Strange isn't physically gonna step to Batman, but mentally he can. And if he knows he can like mentally exhaust Batman to his wits end because he's basically released all these villains, I think it would be a really cool way to expand upon how to be Batman.
With Hugo Strange, man, I actually think Hugo Strange, the more I think about it, the more of a great antagonist I think he'd be for this Batman because Hugo Strange's whole thing is that he's very non emotional, always in control, very calm, very cerebral.
Yeah,
With this Batman in particular, I think that'd be very difficult to deal with because he is such an emotional and obviously mentally ill Batman. And it's very transparent, I think, in his behavior. I think even Gordon and Catwoman probably look at him like sometimes like, what in the fuck is your deal? But
yeah.
I think Hugo Strange would be great. I think he could really give that specific version of Batman a lot of problems with how smart he is and how good he is at manipulating people and how good he is at toying with your emotions.
It would be a good alternative and someone that we haven't seen on the like actual villain screen. Basically hides in plain sight. You know, he's just a crazy psychologist kind of thing for Arkham Asylum. So he can be there and be like, yeah, this person's crazy because they're crazy, and they're not thinking, "Wow, Hugo made them crazy." And I think that's the beauty of his character. I don't know his direct like why he does what he does. I mean, he doesn't start doing it because of Batman. He's always done it. But I think Batman for some reason pisses him off because it's like I don't know uh, something they can flesh out in the movie because I think he'd be a great villain. I think he would be great for Batman to go up against. And if Catwoman doesn't come back, you know he relied pretty heavily on Catwoman in this. Gordon probably has no say so over Arkham Asylum. I feel like it's its own thing, and they leaned pretty heavy into the Arkham family and the Arkham Asylum and like tried to flesh that out, which we haven't really seen in any of the movies. You know, we've seen it in the games, obviously.